Hi everyone, I'm Autistic Ange. This is a podcast for adults who recently found out they're autistic and are looking for other autistic people like them. So this is like my 10th time trying to record. I haven't gotten past the first minute because talking is hard today. I'm a little spacey, like I'm losing my train of thought instantly, which is probably because of the marijuana, which I'll explain. So this is probably not a good time to record an episode, but I'll try my best because I feel like it's never a good time to record because who wants to listen to this? I don't know. So I'm going to be talking farther away from the microphone a little bit to try to keep the dry mouth. Like it's real today, the dry mouth. And my voice is raspy because I feel worn out in some ways, and also I feel a little anxious, and I get those quote frogs in my throat. I think that's the thing that people say that are, and I don't know why they say that, there's no frog in my throat, but you know what I mean. But those are hard to get rid of. So I'll do my best to move as far away from the microphone as I can when I have to clear my throat, and I apologize in advance. I've got a bottle of Gatorade here, but if you don't want to hear that grossness, because I sure don't like listening to that stuff, who wants to hear that? Sorry, I just did that, but I'm not going to re-record because that's not been going well. But anyways, so feel free to push stop. I mean, you don't have to keep listening. I don't mind talking to myself. I do it all the time, but not in a crazy way. So just a quick update for the people who are regularly tuning in, which I really appreciate. Thank you. After jumping through some hoops, I finally have an initial consultation in a week and a half to start discussing surgery for my bowling ball baby cyst in my stomach that we have called Sylvester. I'm so happy I have an appointment. Because stuff like this, I don't know, I've had a lot of, see what I mean with the talking? Oh my God. I don't know why I say, oh my God, I don't believe in it. And anyways, that's neither here nor there. What was I saying? I don't know. Sorry, I'm just gonna have to move on. I don't remember what the fuck I was just saying. Surgery. So, yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. I'm pretty grateful that I have this appointment for the initial consultation in a week and a half, because the doctors and the nurses who worked with me over this past week were fucking awesome. They did a bunch of referrals, and I got into a place that I don't know, probably would have taken a couple of months to get into if all these people didn't try on my behalf. So I'm very grateful for that. But in the meantime, I'm having regular pain, and it's spreading a little bit to different areas of my stomach and stuff. So I'm managing it with marijuana, hence the dry mouth. I'm sorry. And I'm still taking the anti-nausea medication. So, cause that's not going away. So that's kind of where I'm at with things. And I don't like that I'm using marijuana more regularly. I usually save it for nighttime, because that's when I do my best, when I'm working on books. That's when I do my best work, because it helps me focus, quiets my mind down. I can get a lot of shit done. So, but I have had to start using it during the day to help with my stomach pain, because they only gave me, this has nothing to do with the episode, by the way, but I'm just getting this out. They gave me only 10 painkillers, and I'm not a fiend. I'm not addicted to opiates or anything like that. But I mean, I usually need a decent amount of a med to feel anything from it. And it's not because of being overweight or anything like that. It's just how I've always responded to medications. So now don't do this. I'm not recommending anybody do this, but usually, if they say, hey, recommended to take 10 milligrams, I'll take double that just to, because I won't feel anything with 10 milligrams. I don't know. So and I appreciate that the hospitals are finally doing what they were supposed to do all along with these goddamn opiates, which was be very, very selective in how you give them out, who you give them to, and how much you give. So all the things I've always wanted have happened, although, like, they've happened to me and I want more meds. So I can't just have 10. Like, how am I supposed to space that out? 5 milligrams? Like, and I have how many days before I have to go get seen? Anyways. So I have like 5 left. I'm not using them. I'm just going to start using marijuana and try to manage my pain that way. And then just be careful with how much I use, I guess, because I still have to do things during the day. Anyways, but that's where I'm at. I'll keep you posted as things happen. Here comes a big sip of Gatorade because of the dry mouth. I hope you didn't hear that. So today I am going to talk about organization because it's a huge one for us autistics. This is how I view organization. So this episode may not be helpful for people who fixate on certain things to the point that they're very unorganized in their life and how that can detrimentally affect them. Like, I don't struggle with organization. The only thing I've struggled with regarding this topic is the untidiness of other people and their little comments about how anal or controlling I can be when it comes to my environment. And I definitely know there are people on the spectrum who are like me when it comes to order and stuff like this. I also learned from my research, I'm still in that rabbit hole. I've also learned that many autistic people do not like when their environment is cluttered and chaotic. Not just with the home and the office, but like in other people's unkempt environments, like stores, other people's homes, outside, the way things are being taught or explained. But I'm very organized, and I'm so tired of having people say, why are you so controlling? You have OCD. No, I fucking don't, people. I know that DSM like the back of my fucking hand. Like, I do not have OCD. And I only know the DSM like the back of my hand because I had to work off of it for several years, even though it's for therapists. I'm not a therapist, but we used it in what we did for, anyways, what the fuck? So that's not what I'm talking about. So organization. I'm talking about how much I love it and how it keeps me sane and grounded, like other things I do that seem weird to other people. So I'll just go through some things that I made, like a little bullet point list, so I don't forget anything. Well, I probably will forget. So I probably already forgot some. Anyways, so my home is set up specifically for me. I don't know if my wife knows this. But I have things set up the way I want them set up, except for her room, because that's her stuff. Everything else is fair game. So, I'm sitting in my room right now, and I'm looking around, and I'm so sorry. God, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to edit. Did I warn you that I might have to cough a couple times? I'm sorry. That's so gross. Anyways, so the purpose of my environment in my room is I want everything to be as functional for me as possible, and I feel like I'm constantly working on making my environment more efficient. Maybe it sounds like it's made for a lazy person. I don't know. But so I have the recliners that we got a few weeks back. I have my area. I like to sit in the corner, kind of not out in the open, by a wall or something, because it makes me feel safer. But my recliner has I'll just tell you everything I have, even though it's embarrassing. This is really embarrassing because I'm looking at it right now. Do I say anything about this? God. Do I? Okay. I think you heard that, so I have to now. Do you know, when you go to those hardware stores, they have, I don't know, I'm not good at explaining things, but they have, this thing that has 4 pull-out containers on either side, and then in between those pull-out containers are tiny little compartments that you can pull out. There's like 10 of those. Those are used for tools like nails, like sorting your nails and, stuff like that for working on projects. You want to know what I use it for? I put my fucking Sharpies in there. So I color coordinated my Sharpies because, special interest I have is coloring. And I've got the grains, the blacks. I know they're not even labeled. I know exactly which bin they're in. And so everything's like blues are in one, greens are in another. It's just, I don't know. I like it better that way. And like when I color, I don't know if this is organizing, but like if I'm coloring like, I don't know, a skull or something like that, and I happen to have the blue bin, I might just use all the blue colors on that one skull because I like things to, anyways. And doesn't matter. And in the compartments in between, like what's holding the Sharpies, I have a compartment for those little dental things, like those picky things for your teeth, so I don't have to go get up. Like this is all at my hand by my recliner. What else do I have in there? I have those lens wipes for glasses. I have a sticky note. Yep, I have some sticky notes in that one. I can't see all of them from here, but they're all things that I use on a regular basis that I'm just forgetting about right now, even though I'm not in the recliner, I'm across the room. I don't feel like getting up. So that's what I have that for. It's not very pleasing on the eye, but I like it because it does for me what I need. It sorts everything out that I know where it is. I don't have to go searching through everything to find like a picky or something for my teeth. I have a little lamp on that side. I have a tissue box. This might be too much information and unnecessary, but oh well. I haven't heard anybody else say anything like this before, so I don't know. Maybe because it's weird, but anyways. And I have scissors because I use those a lot. Lotion, pens. My laptop is over in that corner. And then there's like this end table that's got like my different notebooks. Yeah, I have a notebook for like journaling, a notebook for like a checklist notebook kind of thing. I think I talked about that before. I don't want to repeat that again because that's a little weird, I think. I haven't heard anybody else say that they have something like that. But anyways, is this helpful? I don't know. So I tried to make it so that everything I use frequently on a day-to-day basis is within reach, so I don't have to go get up and look for it. And here's a first world problem for you. We have electric recliners now, which was great for the first week, but do you know it doesn't go down as quick as I want it to. Like it goes, you know that sound that recliners make, like ring, like that? It's so fucking slow. Like when I want to get up, I want to get up and I have to wait for this damn thing to get me up. Does that make sense? That's annoying. That doesn't matter. That doesn't have anything to do with anything. And then in the middle of the recliners, because the other one's for my wife, I have that lamp that has 3 bulbs because I need all the light on my coloring, so I can see everything. Oops. And yeah, I have a laptop desk thing. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's it goes in your lap. You put your laptop on it. I have one of those right by my chair. That I use every single day. I have a pillow there. So my environment needs to work for me. So that's the functional part. The other part of my room is very visual. Because I'm a very visual person. I'm a visual learner, visual thinker. I need more Gatorade. I'm sure you can tell. Okay, just took a sip. So as I'm looking around, this is not an adult room, is what I feel like I should say. It's not when you see other people's houses and stuff, they have not other people, not everybody, but some people have nice things, and I don't know how to explain this. I'll just tell you. There's paintings everywhere on my walls. And there's room for more. And these are mostly paintings by my wife. Some of them I did. I put stuff up on the back door because, just for a reminder, my room is what the living room used to be. So the front door is in the room with me. Well, that sounded dumb. But yeah, so I have that. They're all paintings. Just about everything is like a painting or a drawing of some sort up on the wall. What else do I see? Skulls, because it's Halloween, but it really doesn't need to be Halloween for me to have skulls out. Just saying. There are black Halloween cats. You know what I'm talking about when you go to the store and they've got like all those different furry black cats things. I have several of them hanging from my ceiling. I also have several Halloween bats hanging from my ceiling. And you want to know something? They don't go away when Halloween does. They stay up there forever. So I like it. I don't know why. And I have a whole ceiling to still do shit with. But I like to watch them, like, they sway a little when, like, the heat's on and the air's moving. I don't know why that's so calming for me. You know, it just is. What else do I have? I just have everything. There's just so much shit on the walls. And so I don't like, for example, like t-shirts. I don't like to wear t-shirts that have anything on them. Like those band t-shirts. Like, I just feel like they're too busy. And even though I'm not looking down at them, like, I feel like it's too much to have all that on me. So I just like solid colored shirts. However, I don't understand why I like my room looking like it does. No adult room that I know of fucking looks like this. And when people have to come over, like, we've had somebody come over for, like, the heating thing. What's that machine called down there? I don't know. The heater? I don't fuck. Whatever. They had to come look at it, and fix something on it. And they have to come through my room because that's where the front door is. And I just always hope, that they don't look. They just walk straight ahead and go to where, like, the basement is. Don't look around. Because I don't know how to get over this. I like my room. I just am having a hard time not feeling embarrassed by it. Because it doesn't look like what I feel like an adult room should look. But I don't care. But then I also do, if you know what I mean. At night, sometimes what I like to do is underneath the set of, like, recliners are neon lights or something. So you turn this button on, and it's like blue lights. And so I'll only have those on. I'll have all the lamps off. And then it'll just be like the tea lights I have with, like, the Halloween stuff. And I just like looking around, because, like, that painting reminds me of something. There's, like, memories attached to them. I remember how I felt when, like, I received a certain painting from my wife, like, just stuff like that. And I like to look at art, so that's probably another reason. But my walls are so busy, I guess is what I mean, which is so unlike me, but it's calming, and that confuses me. But I like my room, and that's all that matters. I know that's all that matters, but I can't help but, you know, I don't have friends. I have a friend that I go see, but, like, I don't like anybody coming to the house, not just because of my room, but because this is my house. This is my wife and I house, you know. That sounds weird. I just don't like people. I should just say that. Anyways, moving right along. Notebooks. I love to write, which is how I learn, but, like, I have a notebook for everything. Journaling, like I said, the list thing that I do. I have a book for copy editing, because I bought this, like, copy editing book that came with a workbook, and then I have a huge notebook that, like, I take notes in. I'm not in class, people. Like, this is just, nobody's paying me to do this. This is just me trying to get better at what I do. But I have a notebook that I use it like I'm in a class. Like, in college I loved college. Oh, it was the best. Except for, like, when the professors had those slides, you know, back in the day, I don't know if they do that now, but, like, when I was going to college, they had slides all the time, with some information on them that, you know, you try to copy them down. But, like, I had some professors that just went through them real quick, and I'm like, don't you know that we're fucking taking notes? Like, that was not enough time even for somebody who brought their laptop to type. Which, by the way, that's never worked for me. I've always had to write things down. I don't know why, but all I do, it helps me learn. It, like, ingrains it in me, more than just reading would do. It, like, reinforces the reading. I don't know. But I love notebooks. I love to write. I was very organized in college. I had a notebook for each class, and my notes were very extensive to the point that, like, why even bother having notes because you have the textbook? Like, I would write, whatever the topic of the chapter is at the top, and then do bullet points for, like, the first sentence. So the first sentence of every fucking paragraph I would write, and then, like, I would study those notes and stuff, like, later, rather than the textbook, because I learned better from my notes than the textbook. I don't know. That seems so weird to me, but it always worked for me. When I feel really anxious, I like to write things. I guess that's journaling. I should, duh. Like, I journal when I'm anxious because I was so anti-journaling until, like, 3 years ago. I finally gave into it. Because I was having to, I'm sorry if this is going all over the place, but, like, I had started working from home for myself, and things needed to be organized, and I didn't have a structure wasn't given to me, a routine wasn't given to me like you get when you go work for other people. So I struggled for a couple of years figuring out what my days are going to look like. It was just a mess. And so, like, I have to write things down. I have to be organized. And that's what I started doing. And it actually worked for me, because now I don't feel like that at all. I feel like my days are very structured. I know things that I'm supposed to be doing, that I can do. Like, I think that's organizing. I love notebooks, though. I just do. I love writing. And I love writing with, like, a specific kind of Sharpie pen. There's nothing better than that. I mean, there is, but vacations, those are fun, and I'm being serious. I love planning for, well, do I love it? Yeah, I do, because I know what to expect because I planned it. Finding just the right hotel, hours and hours and hours it will take me to find just the right one with everything I need. I don't care that it takes me that long. I love the fucking internet. What do people do without the internet? Like, you just took your chances on things. I don't like doing that. No way. Excuse me. Yeah, so I copy down addresses to things we can do, like hiking or museums, when we can and can't, like when you check in and when you check out of the hotel, because, like, I have a very specific routine when it comes to unpacking and packing. It's just, like, I told you, I'm high maintenance, but, like, if my wife just leaves me alone and lets me do these things, there's no problems. Okay, there just isn't, like, just let me be organized. Like, when we go to the hotels, I will take her suitcase and mine, and then I will, like, set up all her stuff, put her clothes in the drawers, and then do this thing with mine. And so everything is out of the suitcase onto, like, counters, neatly, lined up and stuff like that. And the funny thing to me is that, like, I do this even if we're only going to be in a hotel for one night. I will unpack both our stuff, all our shit, even if it's for one night. Because, like, I like to have everything at hand. I don't want to go searching for something. Even if I'm only going to be in that place for one night, I just want it. I don't want to have to go searching for it. So I assume that my wife is the same way, which she's not. I just assume everybody thinks like me, but I know they don't. And, like, I'll unpack all her shit too, because I'll think to myself, she'll appreciate this, that I put this mousse out for her to use after her shower, instead of her having to go to her luggage and try to find it. Like, these are things I think about, which makes it fun to organize. And, like, I actually like doing these things. So yeah, another thing I have is, like, labels facing the front. I don't care what labels and what objects, they always have to, like, be facing the front. And so, like, water, I do this with water mostly. Anything that's in the fridge has to be facing the front. It has to be organized. Like, I'll buy a case of Fruit 2O water. I don't know if you guys know what the fruit water, I don't know, water that's flavored, doesn't taste like shit. And so, like, I'll have a shelf for that, and they come with, like, 4 flavors, like grape, lemon, and I will have all of those flavors. So there's, like, 4 rows, and each row has the same flavor. And I don't know, is this weird? Is this OCD? I mean, I really don't think it is, but like, so I'll start from the right hand side. Like I'll put, I don't know why I'm telling you this, because this is somebody out there does this. I know somebody's listening and like, hey, this isn't just me. I hope, at least. But like I'll take the water bottles and I'll make them flush with the left side at the top shelf of the fridge, with each row having its own flavor. And I'll start from the very outward row, farthest from the side of the refrigerator, and then I'll have that. And then every time I go back for like a bottle of water, it has to go in order. So I'll go like the grape first, then the lemon, then the raspberry, then the strawberry, and then I start back over at the grape. Like I never take a flavor out of order, because that's weird to me, because then the rows will be messed up. They won't be even. And my mind will go crazy. So the fridges, I like the fridge organized. I just organized the freezer like a week ago because I feel like that always gets messed up. We just throw shit in there and then I have to like weed it out. But I like it when I can see things, I know where they're at, and it's not chaotic. I do chores on certain days. I think I've mentioned this before. Like Thursdays are when I do the bed sheets and blankets and stuff like that. And I like being organized that way, because I don't know how people just go through like the week and like, oh, now's a good time to do this. Or, oh man, I don't have any time to do that chore. Well, you could have if you set time aside. I don't get that. You're sitting there watching like a show when you go home, like you're watching Netflix. Like, excuse me, I need Gatorade. But you can't tell me you don't have time if you're watching like something on Netflix. Like you have time to go do a chore. So like I don't get people that, though maybe they're no, nobody's normal. Maybe that's just the way that like a lot of people do things, which makes no fucking sense to me at all. If I know that Thursday is when I do the sheets, that's every Thursday. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to wonder like, when am I going to have time to do the sheets? Oh my God, like I'm so busy. We're going to be out doing these things. No, I know that they need to get done on Thursday, and I will find time to do them on Thursday because they're scheduled for Thursday. This is, like I said, this is all for me. My wife has nothing to do with this. She's not in on it. Like, she's not organized like this. She's just not, I mean, she's not really that organized. Let's just face it. But that's another story. Is it though? I don't think so. Oh, never mind. But yeah, so that's a good way of being organized for me. I have like a major kind of chore, like not a major chore, but like things that have to get done every week. I have designated specific days for them because it frees my mind up not to have to think about that shit. When I used to work for other people, like my office was set up a very specific way. I had notebooks for each thing that I needed to have notebooks for. I had my to-do lists that I made on a daily basis, sticky notes that I kept on my computer screen because, you know, that's the only place I was allowed, like I wanted to put them. I don't want sticky notes like all over the fucking desk or anything. My office, I have to say, it was always the cleanest. It was always the most organized of any other office, of any other employee I've been into their offices. Did that make sense? So, like, and I had, like, those wax melts, like, I had essential oil diffuser, so it always smelled nice, but, like, my desk was set up very, very orderly. I never had, like, messes. There weren't just stacks of papers everywhere. There's not, like, fucking pens and paper clips, like, floating around my desk. Nope, you could see the whole thing because I had everything in its place. And I don't understand why other people don't work like that. And then they complain like, I couldn't find this report that was due. Because your fucking office is messy. Like, you don't organize anything. That's why your shit's always late. And I would think to myself, like, we had this one guy at the last place I worked. He had the office way down at the end. Nobody really got to go into that. I mean, it was like he was always in there, except like when he had clients, you know, of course. But then when he didn't have clients in there, like he was always by himself. And so like one day we were just like, a couple of us were like, we want to see what his office looks like. Like, why is it always closed, the door? I know it wasn't the right thing to do, but we did it. And just opened the door and looked around, and there was shit everywhere. There was papers on the floor, folders thrown all over the place, books, just stacks of books on the floor, on the desk. There was a picture of him on the screen, so I think he was narcissistic. 'Cause, like, why would you put a picture of yourself and nobody else on your computer screen? That was weird. But anyway, and like, how is your office this fucked up too? If like, I don't know. It was just so chaotic, and it made complete sense because this guy was late for things all the time. He always acted like he was in a hurry. Like he was just disheveled. Disheveled, did I say that right? So all of those behaviors, that office made complete sense. That, because his brain must feel like that. I don't know. But my brain feels pretty crazy too, and I like my stuff neat. So what's that all about? Probably I don't want to get that crazy. That's all about. So that's how I was at offices. And how I used to work in offices, I was very organized about that, very specific. Like, I would go into work and I would have my to-do list that I wrote out the day before, and I would just start going through the list of things that were due that day, people that I needed to see. Everything went on that list because I am a diligent worker. I don't like forgetting things. I don't like letting people down. And so, I was very, very organized in that sense. And also, like, I minimized, like, I had conversations that weren't about work. I didn't really like having a whole lot of those with other people because they interfered with my time to do my work. Because, hold on, I need Gatorade. What was I saying? This fucking Gatorade this is not making me lose my memory. It's the pot. What was I saying? Working in offices. Yeah, conversations. I think that's where I was going with that. People want to just like come in and like talk about shit, and like, I'm at my desk. I'm at my computer. I have a little bit of music on because nobody's in there with me, and I'm working. And somebody just comes in there, sits down, and starts talking about like all kinds of stuff that's not related to work. And I used to fucking hate that. But I also knew I had to be polite to them. And yeah, that's interesting. But like inside, I was screaming, get the fuck out of my office. Like, I need to work because I have this list. I know how much time it takes to do each thing on this list. You're fucking interrupting my time. You're going to throw me off my schedule. Like, it was like, oh my God. I tried hiding the crazy from the people, but like, I fucking hated it when I was interrupted. And after a while, I just stopped hiding the fact that I was getting annoyed. And so people eventually learned to stop coming to my office. And then I was like, why didn't I just do this to begin with? I don't know. Anything else? Now I'm very organized at home. Well, that's boring. Of course I am. With work and stuff like that. Now, how about how I feel when things are not organized? I feel like that guy's office. And that guy. Like, I don't care where I am. I'll start with my house, because in what used to be the dining room, it's like the library area now, but there's a whole bunch of shit in there because we did a lot of like room switching in here. Like, it's just, there's shit in that. It needs to go places. We're still like, now that we cleaned out the house, now we're trying to like sort everything out and put it where it needs to go. And it's just all in this room, and I hate it. And I can't, like, it's been there for a while because I can't do a whole lot. Like, I can't lift heavy things. I can't pull like heavy things because like that hurts my stomach, and Sylvester doesn't like it. So that is, as long as I just close that room out so I don't have to see it, I'm okay until I go back in it. But it makes me feel crazy. And so, like, I'll tell my wife, like, oh, like, I'm going to do this and this and this because I don't like the way this room looks, and this has got to go there. And then she thinks I'm complaining, and I'm just like, I'm really not complaining. I'm just stating a fact. Like, this is shit. It's everywhere. It's unorganized, and it's making me feel chaotic. So it needs to go somewhere. And that's just the truth. That's why I like the labels facing forward, and I like my environment looking like clean, like everything has a place. I'll go into other people's homes, not anymore really, but like before, I would like go in, like when I was in the military in my 20s and I'd hang out with people. I'd go in their houses and like, you're in your 20s, but still you're a fucking adult. My house always looked good. Like, and their places were fucking gross. Like, not everybody's, but a lot of them, like, they just have clothes laying everywhere and they haven't done the dishes in a few days. And I'm like, don't you like do a daily keep up with your fucking house? Like, why does it look like this? Is what I would think. I wouldn't say that out loud because that's rude. So I would have to figure out how to like hang out in that house that looks like a dumpster. It's just very chaotic. I hated that. And so when I'm sitting in environments like that, I am not having a good time. I'm not really focused on the conversation as much as I could be because I'm just thinking about, okay, when can I leave? I don't care how good that friend was to me or like how excited I was to hang out with them. As soon as I stepped inside that house and I saw what it looked like, I had to go. Does anybody else feel that way? Stores. There's certain stores I'll avoid. Like there's, I don't know if Aldi's, that's a grocery store. I don't know if that's just a New York thing, but so there's like tons of Aldi stores around us. And the one closest to us was renovated 2 or 3 years ago. But before that, it was not a good store. The floors were dirty. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't a very well kept store. We didn't like it. We didn't like how we felt when when we went inside it is the best way I can describe it. So we would drive farther to go to an Aldi's that is a normal store. It's clean. Things are where they're supposed to be. People are friendly. And then when they renovated the one closest to us, it looked like the other store we went to. So we started going back to that one. Cause I will not go in stores that don't look that great. Like, isn't that normal? Like you're supposed to keep your store looking good if you want people to come back. But yeah, I mean, I am just like, I've been so annoyed over the years when I've heard people tell me, you're OCD. Because I'm fucking not. Like I said, I'm not fucking OCD. Or you have control issues. Or you just like things done a certain way. Like, yeah, I fucking do. I like things done a certain way because they get done in the way that they're supposed to get done. Like, if you want to label this OCD, label it OCD because... Like, I don't dust every day. Like, I don't vacuum every day. Like, I'm not like that. Just things visually, like, they need to look fine. They need to look put together and orderly. And then if they are, I feel that way in my head. And if they're not, I feel that way in my head too. And it's really bad. It really affects me. It'll throw me off. I can't stand clutter. And so, yeah, if it looks controlling, it looks controlling. But, like, when I found out I'm autistic, that part of me made sense to my wife. Because I think, she thought I had control issues or OCD or something. But it's not that. It's just, it makes me feel sane. And that's the way I think things should be. They should be orderly. Who wants to live in, like, chaos? Why do people do that? That's a whole other episode. But now I think I'm just rambling. So that's how I view organization. I love it. I love, love, love it. I like a good old fashioned organizing chore in the house sometimes. Like if it's like snowy or rainy out and like there's this one closet that, or like, the pantry or something like that. If it got, you live your life and you just have to throw things somewhere. But if they have a door, I don't care what they look like inside, as long as there's a door to hide the craziness. That goes for drawers. So I should just at least throw that out there, that I'm not organized all the way. Visually, I have to see the order. I don't give a fuck if all that shit's in drawers. I'll go through it later. That's how I view things. And like, that's kind of funny because like, that's how I've lived my life. Like, I just share things when I feel like sharing them. And then everything else, Like, I just keep stuffed inside, just like those drawers. But anyways, so yeah, I'm not like that. I just, especially with the way that things have been going lately, with our crazy schedules, and now with this health issue I have, my routines are they're not going the way I want them to. Like, different appointment times are interrupting my schedule for the day. It's throwing me off. It's like confusing. And so I thought, why not just do an episode about like organizing? Because I've read a few articles lately, and I think I read a journal article too about like the importance of like organization and like what it does for the autistic brain and how like it just calms everything down. And like I feel also like I can't help but like when I talk about being autistic, it makes me feel selfish, because I'm always talking about myself. Like, this is always about me. Well, it's a podcast, but you know what I mean? Like, this is just another one of those things that like things have to go this way for me, and I don't care what other people think. So the kitchen, the whole house except the basement, because who goes down there that often, and the attic, because who goes up there? Not us. But everything else, it's going to look orderly and presentable, and my wife can do whatever she wants with her room until I get in there. I'll do an episode like on that maybe tomorrow or the next day and explain that more. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm sorry that this last part was all over the place. My communication's starting to go away. Oh my God. Bless you. That was my cat. I just said bless you to my cat. What the fuck? All right, that's all I got for now. This was just me recording into an app on my phone, hoping people find me and listen and relate. Hopefully don't think I'm too crazy. And maybe have a similar experience to what I had when I heard myself on somebody else's podcast for the first time. Thank you so much for listening if you got this far, and goodbye.